Hi and welcome to this week's video. I must admit, earlier on this week I didn't think there would be a video. I was quite badly laid up, spending more time lying on the floor than being able to do anything on the airplane. But as you'll see, I managed to achieve something. So join me in the video. Come on now. So here we are. You saw this bit of duct bent up before, so here it is in position. Cut out around the edge there for the oil cooler itself, and underneath to allow the oil cooler connections to protrude. I must admit, somebody made a comment going, "You really want to put those on top?" Which is true. If I had a choice, I would put them on top, but as you can sort of tell, for me to have clearances and things like that, the oil cooler would be down to about here, which is bang on the bottom of the cowl. I've got no room to move them back, and moving it back would mean that well, it would interfere with the inlet manifold and things like that, but moving it back would mean there'd be no space behind the oil cooler. And moving it forward, well, we know our panel beater thinks that there's just no space here to have it, so we've got the oil pipes coming out the top. That is the best I can do. And what I'll do is, when I fill up the oil cooler with oil, I'll take the whole thing off, I'll rotate it down. I'll go through one pipe up here, putting the oil through to fill the oil cooler until it starts coming up the other pipe and coming out on the other one. You can then connect everything up, and that should be quite good. And I'll do that every oil change when I do the gauze filter, just to make sure that we've got everything clear in there. Right, so having done this bit, the next section I need to do is I need to make a hole in there so I can get the mini sump off. So I'm making just a small hole so I could do a standard oil change. I thought about that and I'll just make a smaller hole, put a grommet in it, be no problems at all. I could undo the sides and drop it down along with the oil cooler to do the mini sump. That probably is a good way of dealing with it, but I know very well that whenever I undo an oil plug, oil is going to go all over the place, and it's going to just lay in this ducting up against the oil cooler and make a mess of life. So I'd rather make the whole thing bigger, so I've got the option to take the mini sump off should I want to for any reason, but also it gives me enough room to get in there to take the drain plug out. Now for the next bit, having had quite a deep discussion with a friend of mine, he was very worried that I was going to use this with the standard rivets in it, and he felt that the standard rivets would probably fall apart in 3.5 nanoseconds. I did say to him no, I wasn't going to go that way. I was going to replace it to get some decent sliding fasteners, so that I didn't have issues, because I agree with him, this little lot could slip slide. But with that in position there, I now notice that it is just about where I need to do the cutout to have a cover plate to deal with taking the mini sump off. One sort of miniature step forward, one step backwards. So I think we're going to end up going with a flap that sort of go there, doing about, go to about there. That would do quite nicely, shutting off majority of air. I only take it certainly goes to about there. I don't want to go any higher. So it lets air, a little bit of air through. And if you look at the back here, you can see there's quite a gap between the top of the oil cooler and the fins. I am going to fill that gap in to the level of the fins with foam. So there'll be a little bit of airflow down the fins, I suppose, but not too much. The big issue is I was talking to my friend who's operated VW engines in aircraft. In this country they often overcool with an oil cooler, so I'm not too perturbed about having a little bit of air leaks going past there. So foam along the bottom, foam up the front edges, foam across the top to effectively the height of the those fins. Big hole to cut in here, which is my next task. There's the hole cut in for the mini sump area. Not much space between it and the front of the oil cooler, but there's enough. So now I've just got to cut a disc to cover that up. Hey ho. Okay, so there's the cover. I've used these little Tinman plates. I may go over to using anchor nuts if we find that these self-tappers and that undo persistently in flight, but hey, we'll find out. If that happens, I'll stick anchor nuts in and rivet them up, but I'm going for the easy option at this minute in time. I've never had any real issue with the Tinmans being used in this sort of format, so hopefully I won't in this occasion. I did have to trim the very back edge off there because it does get rather close to the oil cooler, so I want to make sure I got clearance. And then, where is it on the other side? Here we are. It basically assembled the stud on the side there. That's been drilled through, so that can be done up. I've cut a section of piano hinge. Let's see if I can open it up. There we go, just a straightforward piano hinge. And I don't know whether it shows up, but here I've cut a slot in there. The idea is the piano hinge can sit in. I can bend the end of the piano hinge up sort of like 90 degrees with a little tag, and I'll drill a hole here wherever it lines up. So you can actually push the piano hinge wire out of the hole, turn it through 90 degrees and pull it out and take the flap off. And I will be cutting a slot in here somewhere for the bell crank to go down to operate the flap. And the flap's not going to be enormous by any stretch of the imagination, because I just want to go back so it's just shy of those screws and things. So looking at 2 3/8, 60 millimeters to get that back, and that 60 millimeters takes it up so it's near enough 90 degrees when it's in the fully closed position. I've got to be quite quite canny on how I work my little flap lever, because I don't want to be pulling a mile of cable to do that on the instrument panel. So we'll see how we get on. Well, that's it for this week. I think an amazing amount done considering how I've been suffering, but I am feeling a bit better. I'm cracking on with a few bits and pieces. Even when I'm lying on my back on the floor, I'm still planning what I need to order, designing things and doing the math to be able to calculate things like the flap. So hopefully you're having a good time, enjoy the video and keeping yourselves healthy, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up. You can subscribe or even hit the little bell notification for future videos. Any comments would be appreciated, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Remember, go fly and feel the sky.